We are ready for takeoff. No. All right. So tonight, everybody, this is kind of cool. We got a little small group here, so maybe we can have a little bit more dialogue back and forth. My name's Dr. Chris Puglisi, certified Optavia health coach. So we're going to be talking tonight about the contact list, and really, I think the best approach to utilizing that to grow your business. So does everybody have a blank piece of paper in front of them? Okay, cool. So since there's just a few of us here, I'm going to go into kind of depth on it. And I think that we should just kind of take a little bit of time. And as I'm going through categories, just kind of write down those people, or at least the topics that I'm addressing right now. When we think about, just to kind of get a vibe, how long have you all been coaches for? You guys can unmute yourself first, though, so I can hear you. 3 months? 3 years? 3 years, okay.
2 months.
2 months. Okay, 8 months. Okay, so a little variety. But I think it's always good for us to like take a step back and remember like our first week as a coach, right? So it's almost like going back to the basics and being like, okay, how did my mentor tell me how to start this from the beginning, right? So it's like we got our coaching kit, right? And then we were like super excited to like do a health assessment and stuff. But then we were like, okay, like, what do I do? And so part of that, what do I do is, we talked about knowing your story and how to approach people and how to have those conversations. But that next piece is really getting the word out. So thinking about this, even if you're a seasoned coach, we should always be continuously getting the word out because we meet so many new people all the time. So you can think about this as like a constant contact list in a sense. New people that you're meeting should always go on this, but even just starting from the beginning, I think now is a really cool time to, if you haven't in a while, get the word out to your friends and family again. You think about the holidays, people send like little like letters and newsletters to their family, like life updates, things like that, with a holiday card, something like that, is a great way to get the word out right now because it's on people's minds and they are expecting almost to hear from you, and they're your friends and family and they love you. So they probably want to know if something's new in your life, or if you just kind of sort of told them the first time around, like now's a great time just to be like, hey, listen, this is what I've been doing and I'm loving every second of it and helping a lot of people. So I'm going to go through kind of some topics of people, and we're going to kind of do this in a slow-mo version so that we can just kind of jot some names down. But I would really recommend like tomorrow, take like 30 minutes and just like set your timer, turn off your phone, like separate yourself and just really kind of free flow with that contact list and just write down whoever comes to mind. Like don't be afraid to write down those people. Like they don't know that you put their name down on a piece of paper, right? So starting with, I kind of write at the top of my list, happier, healthier, wealthier, right? We all want the same three things in life, parts of the trilogy. So on this contact list, the first people to start with really are your friends and family. So write down those people, your close friends, your family members, your extended family members. And when you're writing them down on the list, maybe they're already on program, which is fine, but maybe they don't fully know what you do as a health coach and you should just restart that conversation with them. Again, sometimes your friends and family, maybe they don't want to go on program, or maybe they don't need program, but they love you and they're your number one supporters. So they should really have a good understanding of what you do and how you help people, because they can become really good connectors for you. The next kind of category I had was the top 10 people that you're in the most contact with. So whether it might be a little bit of an overlap with friends and family, spouse, coworkers, right? People that see you all the time, especially if you're on program and having your own physical transformation too. Just jot those people's name down because there's someone that is around you all the time. So they most likely know what you're doing. But those, again, because you see them so often, are really easy people to have those conversations with all the time. And then breaking it into the 3 parts of the trilogy. So healthy body, who needs to improve their health right now? Think beyond weight loss, right? Maybe there's people that have secondary goals, wanting to create healthier habits, increase their energy, create better sleep, stop yo-yoing. Maybe they're just somebody that's kind of looking for some guidance or support in their health. I can't remember if I said wanting to get off of any type of medications, or they have their situation where maybe they just had a health scare and they really need this program. Kind of recognizing that we have programs from the couch potato to the CrossFitter, you know, so don't just categorize people in healthy body in terms of they need weight loss, because this is way more than that. The next one being healthy mind, people that maybe you know in your life that aren't happy with their current reality. Maybe they feel stuck in their job. They're unhappy in their day-to-day, in their environment. They're looking for more purpose and fulfillment in their life. They're looking for something to kind of shift for them and lead them on a different path. That was coaching for me. And recognizing too, when you're building this contact list, this isn't just for people that need the program to be on the 5-in-1, right? These can definitely be people that could be potential coaches that you start conversations with. And then healthy finances. So people that you know, obviously, that are looking for that additional income source. And I'm going to kind of get into a little bit deeper of a categories on some of those too. The next kind of list, I just wrote healthcare. So does your doctor know that you're on program? If you're a client, they probably should know. But obviously, next time you're in for an appointment and you're down 20 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever it is, say, hey doc, like who else in your practice could value from this program? Like who can I help? Do you know that I'm a health coach? I would love to, you know, help some of your patients get healthy. If you yourself have your own transformation story and your doctor is somebody that has watched this process for you, they're probably interested in wanting to know how this could be a great tool for their own patients. So your doctor, if you go see a chiropractor, if you know chiropractors, nurses, any friends that are nurses. I mean, we all know how tough that job can be on the body, and especially the hours that they have to work. So creating another income to be able to either supplement or replace that, or also value the program itself from the health aspect of it as well. Registered dietitians, nutritionists, nurse practitioners, just giant healthcare. But especially if there's somebody that has watched you go through this process, great kind of people to tap into. If you're, you know, part of a gym, do you work with a personal trainer? Do you know personal trainers or gym owners, again, from the coaching aspect? People that are maybe like in your exercise, if you go to like exercise classes, like, do you know the people in your classes? Are you friends with some of them? Do they know that you're a health coach? Teachers, obviously. I kind of went through and grouped out my friends. So I started with like elementary school friends, high school friends, college friends, grad school friends, roommates through the years. I was a gymnast growing up, so all my teammates I listed off. So if you're, you know, an athlete, those are always, I think, great people when you're thinking about people that you want to team up with. The personality traits. I think sometimes with a lot of teammates and athletes, they like to work together. So that's a great avenue as well. Policemen, firemen, EMT, your neighbors, your coworkers. One that I like to kind of really go into when I think about who I might want to share this program with as a coach, I put a whole list of people that have a positive outlook on life, that are ambitious and that are well-liked. When I think about this contact list, yes, I think about it from the aspect of there's a whole list of people that I'm going to approach based on the fact that I want to share with them that I'm a health coach and I might be able to, help them and things like that down the line when we have a conversation. But then there's another list that I make out of a contact list that's potential coaches. And so really looking at this from two different ways and almost creating two separate lists in those categories can be really valuable. You can duplicate this list by having by doing this with your spouse. If you are married, if you have a significant other, that significant other's sphere of influence already knows you and trusts you. So you already have that relationship. And one of the things that I really want to highlight with this in general, that this contact list, another kind of category I want to put up there is like your scared list of people that you would love to know that, you would love them to know that you're doing this, but for some reason you're holding yourself back from telling them about it. That's always a really good one. And just take one a day of those people and just check it off and reach out to them and be like, oh my gosh, I did that, because once you do it the first time, it's not as scary, these people don't know that you're writing their names down on a list. And once you've done that and you have a really good list, sometimes I think it's really easy for us to say, okay, wow, I just did so much work. This is great. And then you put it over here, right? But that's the time to pick up the list and actually create some action with it. So whether you're breaking apart your list and you're saying, all right, when you think about the 3x3x3, is that something that I can take 3 of these people a day and reach out to them and start a conversation? Whenever we look at our list, the one thing that I want you all to kind of recognize that this is what you do to build a relationship. And that's all your list is. It's about, okay, I need to start a conversation with this person and genuinely reach out and care about them and see what's going on with them. The first time you reach out to them and have that conversation, you might not talk about Optavia. You might not talk about Optavia for the first 3 to 5 times even. But as long as you're sharing that you care about them, and you genuinely are interested in what's going on in their life, eventually that's going to come back around and they're going to ask you about what's new with you, what's going on with you. And it gives you the opening to be able to share a little bit more with what you're doing, whether it's directly for them, whether you guys start a conversation up about their health and what's going on with them and what they might be struggling with, which could lead to a health assessment. But just recognizing that these people that you're writing on this list, it's not to go get them, right? This is about building an authentic relationship with them and seeing where it goes. Before I kind of go any further, does anyone have any questions on that? Any other categories that maybe I forgot that anybody wants to add in?
I'll tell you a great little story about your contact list and making sure you just keep expanding on it. My original contact list I did 7 years ago, and about 5 years ago, I became friends again with this dude who I grew up with his sister, and he friended me, and we started chatting, and it winds up that he's head of critical care for St. Louis Hospital and in charge of pulmonary, blah, 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 blah. He's got 4,000 titles. And so I'm like, this guy would be a great coach. That was 5 years ago. And he and his wife signed up for program today. So,
awesome.
When you have a contact list from 5, 6, 7 years ago, don't just discard those lists. I have a little book. This little book is my contact list from the beginning. And there's names in here that I certainly forgot I had in there. So, it's important to make sure that when you make a contact list, even though maybe, Joe or Jenny said no, they're not interested when you reached out to them, 5 years from now, maybe, they say yes. And he's like, listen, if I like this program, I want to explode this. I want to talk to every doctor that I work with. I know doctors internationally, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, let's make sure you like the mint bar first before we do anything, So, just make sure though that when you make that contact list, build these relationships. This is 5 years of building this relationship. And in those 5 years, I didn't speak on the phone with him once because he was so busy. And we didn't talk on the phone until he was ready to say, hey, let's get on the phone, right? Because there was an opportunity for 5 years, certainly, but I never pushed it. I was like, hey, we should chat, right? Then there was always the, sure, sometime, right? And then finally it was the, hey, Jared, let's chat. I want to talk about this thing you're doing. So make sure you keep that contact list from when you start, cross out the names of the people who went on board, but keep on building those relationships with those people.
That's awesome. I would actually say the same thing about people that are not yet health assessments. Don't just like completely discard those people if you've done a health assessment and it just wasn't the right time for them. I've certainly had clients that I've done health assessments on, and maybe 2 weeks later it's ready. Maybe they're 3 months later and they reach out to me and they're ready. So just kind of keep those people in your sphere, keep building those relationships, whether it's health assessments or people on your contact list and maybe weren't interested, because there's people that are always watching what you're doing. And sometimes they're just waiting for you to kind of reach out to them instead of them reaching out to you at the same time.
Yeah, put them in your not now folder, and then always revisit that folder, because those not nows will be yeses down the road. It's definitely a business that's built on relationships and relationship building, and always thinking, who do you want to work with? Who would be fun to work with? Maybe that person you just met at the supermarket would be a rip. Start building a relationship. You never know where that's going to go from. One of the first wave of signing up 3 clients in one day, where my head was like, oh my God, 3 clients in one day. I'll be better than Dr. A in like 2 months. And my wife was pregnant with Marina, our second, and I used to come home on Friday nights. JD would be asleep. Alana would be asleep. So I'd say, well, let me do the grocery shopping on Friday night. What else am I going to do? I'd make sure I get home by 9 o'clock for Gold Rush, right? Because I love that show. And I would go grocery shopping because the store is dead on a Friday night. And I was in the ice cream aisle. And I did this not on purpose, but I turned the corner. And anyone know Breyer's ice cream? Does anyone know Breyer's ice cream to ever be on sale? Never. It's always $6 a half gallon, right? So I turn the corner and I go, oh my God, Breyer's ice cream is on sale, 2 for $6. I was like, when was this before I lost 62 pounds? And all of a sudden, there were people on me like I was some celebrity. And 4 people immediately, how much did you lose? 62 pounds. You do this. And I just started chatting. And I was like, listen, I got to get home. My wife, she's pregnant. I was like, can we be Facebook friends, or can I get your emails? And I'll just, we could talk real quick. And 3 of the 4 did. The 4th one was like, no, you look creepy. Peace out. And I contacted those people. I added them to my contact list right away. And I made sure that I followed up with them right away, because sometimes we get scared and we meet a person, but then we're like, now what do I do? I already said hi. I'm out of my lines. I don't have any more lines other than hi. We'll say hi again, because that's how a conversation will start again. So when you make contacts like that, I'll tell you another great place is when you go shopping from now on for clothes. When you get up to that counter, be proud of the fact that you're buying a size small or medium, and say, you know what? I'm tickled I'm getting this shirt because 4 months ago I was buying extra larges, but I've lost 70 pounds. Do you know how many people on that line are going to be like, what? You have cancer? Are you dying? Right? Because they'll ask that, or they'll be like, you okay? But they're going to want to know how you went from an extra large to a small, right? I lost my weight 7 years ago, but I'll tell you what, every store I go into and I buy a large or an extra large shirt, I say, man, I can't believe I'm not buying triple X's. Because that's another good way to build your contact list, Always think outside the box. There's people who are surrounding you in a 10-foot radius at all times of the day, unless you're home alone in your house, that need something we have. But they will never know what you have unless somehow attention is brought to it. And the more attention you can bring to it, and the more you do this, the easier it will become, For me, it was never easy until I did it so many times, and it was so humiliating that I stopped caring how humiliating it was, right? Because what do I care if a stranger thinks that I'm a wacko? I'm never going to see him again. But what if a stranger thinks I'm a wacko who's funny, who lost 62 pounds, who has a husband that needs to lose 70? Then I'm their health coach, right? So another fun way to build your contact list, just really think outside the box when you're doing this and just really, really have fun. There will be people who will walk away from you. There will be people who will take your business card and throw it on the floor in the middle of Times Square and tell you to go F yourself with a stick. Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good night. Guy was 550 pounds easily. I was like, I'm going to save this guy's life or he's going to die of a heart attack someday. I'm going to throw caution to the wind and introduce myself, and I did. And he took my business card, ripped it in half, threw it down, and told me to go F myself with a stick. And I was like, how big a stick? And I walked away. You're going to have those people. He knows he's obese. He knew it. I haven't seen him since. I hope he's okay. But, hey, it was worth the shot to save someone's life. Was it comfortable? No. It's never comfortable approaching a stranger. Is it always worth it? Yes. Think of the people who you have on program right now whose lives are being changed and saved. Has it been worth it to you? Is it worth it to make a fool out of yourself sometimes or be very, very uncomfortable to do that for someone else? Yeah. There's always that drawing where here's your comfort zone and what is it? Here's your comfort zone.
Magic happens outside of your comfort zone.
Right? So nothing's going to happen in that comfort zone. Nothing. I guarantee it. Nothing will happen in your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your safe space. The only thing that's going to happen in your safe space is you'll be safe. But you won't help a soul from your safe space. You will help all the people over here in that scary, scary world when you want to leave your comfort zone. And that's just how this business works. And that's why the contact list is so important. And that's why, thinking of every single person, Dr. Chris went through her gymnastics team, Do you think that everyone she did gymnastics with in high school is still in peak condition like she is? I'm going to say probably not, right? I played rugby in college. I could tell you that of the 30 guys I played rugby with, I think there's one other who's in as good a shape as I am, The other ones definitely carried on the drink ups well after rugby was done, So just keep on thinking of those people in your past and keep on reaching out and keep on getting those relationships built and build and build, because whether they want help or not, they'll hear someone say, gosh, I got to lose 30 pounds. My doctor said my numbers were bad. And that person may say, oh my gosh, you got to talk to my friend Chris. She's a health coach. I don't really know what she does because I'm not interested at all, but she's helped a lot of people. I always see it on Facebook, right? Be that person. JC says be Optavia, live Optavia, be that. You're a health coach. Make sure the world knows you're a health coach. Because if the world doesn't know you're a health coach, you're not going to help too many people, right? So that's all I got on that.
Cool. I want to say one more thing because it made me think of it actually as you were talking about it. When you were talking about a little bit of like everything really happens outside of your comfort zone, and it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you kind of, I don't know, Jeremy, you were saying how like when you reach out to somebody and you have that uncomfortable conversation, sometimes just because like if that person walks away from you, you just don't know if you're really ever going to be able to have the opportunity to help them again. And I think that sometimes we get in our own heads and we make it about us. And this is not about us at all. It's about recognizing that we have an amazing tool, an amazing gift to give away to somebody that could completely change their life and their health. So when you have that mindset, when you're having those conversations with people, it's way more genuine. It's way more authentic because you're speaking from the heart and it's speaking about how this program has changed your life. And it's absolutely focused just on helping them and wanting to make a difference in their lives. So I think when we have that mindset, when we address our contact list, comes out better, I think, and more authentic.
That's such a good point. That's such a good point. Release yourself from the outcome and just have fun with it. I'm sure we've all made a fool out of ourselves once or twice in our life, right? It's not fun, but if you do it enough, it gets easier. I'm probably like a 3rd-degree black belt making a fool out of myself. I'm working for that 5th degree, but we got time. So that wraps up. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
I do. All right. I'm this week. Did I talk over somebody? Oh, okay. This week, I just had a bunch of people call me that it was just so weird. So it's pretty good. But my friend is signed up, and she wants her husband, her daughter, and 2 other friends to sign up. So we're meeting tomorrow for for drinks or whatever, just meeting after lunch, after dinner, and after school, and she wants me to bring up the conversation. But it's like the 2 people that are coming, the 2 friends, one is very, very obese and has been for her whole life. So I said, has she asked anything about this? And she said, no. So what we're going to do is she was just going to because she just got her box, it just came in. So I thought we'd just start a conversation. No, I see that your order came in, and we're just going to start talking about it, and then try to see if they'll ask what's going on.
It's great. Do these people know that you have a weight loss story, Janet?
They don't.
What's your weight loss story?
That I was so overweight that I was not so overweight. I had gained 60 pounds. I couldn't lose it. I kept going up and down. I was having.
You have a before and after picture on your phone?
I'm on the computer, but I have crappy.
What'd you say? Do you have a before and after picture on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, so what your friend is going to do when everybody is there, you don't know these people, right?
I've met one of them.
Well, she's going to say, hey, guys, this is my good friend Janet, and I got to tell you something really cool. Janet lost 70 pounds. How many months ago? 8, 9?
About 5.
5.
Yeah.
She lost 70 pounds 5 months ago. It's pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, Janet. Give me your phone. I want to show them your picture. I'm so proud of you. This is so good. And guys, by the way, I'm starting this program on Monday, and I'm so excited for it. So here's her before and after picture. Look at this. Oh my God, look at her. This is amazing, right? I can't wait. I can't wait to start this program with her. It's going to be so much fun. I love doing this with a friend. Oh my gosh, it's going to be the best.
I need you to come. All right.
All right.
Cool. Yep.
That's it. Have her bring it up and have her brag on you.
Yep.
And then you could act all coy and shy, like, oh my gosh, no, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, to lose 70 pounds.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Be proud of it. Be proud of it. Rock it when she starts talking about it, right? And then they're going to ask questions, and then you can also bring it back to you and own it and say, hey guys, listen, you know what? If we don't have to talk about this all dinner because I know we're here for other things, but if you want to learn more about this, I could totally set up a free health assessment with you guys, and we could go over this the right way, because I don't want to sit here at a bar or whatever and as we're eating whatever, I don't want to
right,
let them know you're a professional and you want to do this the right way professionally. So Dr. Chris has got to go see Jerry Seinfeld tonight, so we're going to wrap this up and close down.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good time, and just go out there with your list, love on people, have fun, meet strangers, just enjoy the heck out of this, guys. This is a real privilege what we get to do. And you're, you get comfortable enough, you're going to change a lot of lives. So have some fun, and I'm a little jealous you're seeing Seinfeld. I'll talk to you later.